let's warm up. So we're going to warm up with kind of a little bit of a 100 sequence, which will just help us to kind of bring awareness to our tummy and our pelvic floor. So just start in standing for me. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. So I'm just adjusting my camera. There we go. Your feet are hip distance apart, that's better, and your knees are soft. Just bring your awareness to your pelvis, just rolling forwards and backwards with your pelvis. Imagine that it's a big bucket of water, just tipping the water out the front and the back of your bucket, and then just come to where your pelvis rests level. Take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, start to gently tighten through your tummy muscles, just below your belly button, as if you're just trying to close your pelvis together. Keep that tension and just breathe nice and deeply, and if you want to, you can close your eyes and just enjoy that stillness with your breath. Just trying to bring your focus from outside of your mind into your body. Lovely, and then open your eyes, release that tension through your tummy, but we will come back to it in a moment. We're going to roll the shoulders up, round and down, set them into your back pockets, reach your hands down to the floor, tightening the tummy, and then we're just going to pulse the arms from here. So not a huge amount of movement, but I want you to really focus on that tightening of your lower tummy, just below your belly button, drawing into the spine, but keeping everything else nice and relaxed. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, lovely, and then just relax the arms and just let that tension release. So we're just going to basically build from that, but let's just do a few more like that to start with. So the shoulders roll up, round and down, and then we gently tighten through the tummy and we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1, lovely, and relax, making sure you're breathing deeply throughout. And if you want to, you can make those movements a little bit bigger on your next one, but trying to keep that pelvis nice and level. So let's go, final one like this. We're going to roll the shoulders up, round, down, reach the hands as far down towards the floor as you can, tighten your tummy and begin to pulse. The bigger those movements of the arms, the more your body's going to want to move with it. So keep your body as still as you can, and you should feel that tension as your arms move through the air around you. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Super, we're going again, but this time we're going to raise up onto tiptoes. So floating up. Sorry, I've gone off the top of the camera. Shoulders up, round and down. Now engage your pelvic floor at the same time as you pulse through those arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax and release. Super. Same again. So set the arms up, round and down, floating up, drawing in through the pelvic floor at the same time. You can add that tummy tightening and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Slowly down. Okay, once more like that. Still the same. Shoulders up, round and down. We draw up through the heels, in through the pelvic floor, tightening the tummy and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Slowly down. Let's challenge through the balance now. Shifting your weight across to one leg so we can float the opposite foot off the floor. So the toe could be gently pressed on the mat, or you could bring your leg up to hip height. Pop your hands on your pelvis and check that you haven't just hitched or dropped down to one side. So really push through that standing leg to tuck your hip underneath. And then when you're ready, tightening your tummy and pulse those arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and down. Lovely. Shift that weight across into the opposite foot now. Lift the heel or the foot. Find your balance point, check in on your hips, drive through that standing hip, and then begin to pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Lovely. Down we go. Going to work these legs a little bit more now. Step one leg forwards, nice long stride. Leave the other leg behind, but lift the back heel off the floor. We're going to come down into our little lunge squat position, bending the knees, keeping the posture upright, and we pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stretch up. Good. Same leg, same side. Let's go again. A little bit deeper. Slowly lower down. Keep your posture upright, shoulders down, tighten your tummy. Pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Back up to stand. Once more on that same leg, with a challenge of those that you want to, go all the way down with that back knee, so it's just hovering off the mat. Roll those shoulders back down into your back pockets. Well done, everyone. Nice and low. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Shake those legs out. You're all still with me? Looking good. Let's go into the opposite leg now. So step the opposite leg forwards. Nice long step along your mat. The goal with this is not to travel forwards, it's to travel down. So nice and shallow for your first one. Shoulders round down into back pockets, tighten the tummies and pulse. Well done, everyone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly up again. So we've got 3 options. Let's go a little bit deeper for this second one. Down we go. Hopefully your heart rate's picking up a bit now. Shoulders down and pulse. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up we go. Final one, if you wish, all the way down, checking on that front toe, make sure it's not disappeared behind that knee, keeping those legs at 90 degrees, and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly back to stand. Last 3, we're just going to squat into these. So your feet are hip distance apart, your toes are pointing forwards, you're sliding down towards the floor. As your hips sit back, your shoulders come forwards, tighten that tummy and pulse. Equal weight through both feet. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly come to stand. We're going to do 3 of these, 1 down, 2 to go. Go a little bit deeper on this next one, making sure as you come down that your bottom doesn't stick out, tucking underneath through the tailbone, nice long spine, tighten your tummy and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly up. Last one. That's it. Shake those legs out. Okay, last one. With the option to add in a little heel raise too. So we set the shoulders, slide down into our squat, nice and low. And if you want to, raise those heels off the floor and pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Heels down. Woo, and slowly come to stand. That was a challenge to do that and talk all the way through. Okay, let's just bring the heart rates back down, open up into the back, and then we'll come down onto the mat. So we'll just do roll downs, so nice and tall to start with, slowly peeling down through your spine. Got a few little things to add in when we get to the bottom. So take your time to roll down through all of those bones, remembering that our spine is made up of a number of joints and bones, and we're going to try and optimize the movement at every level. And then when you get to the bottom, you're just going to hang there. So we're just going to do 1 this evening. So just hang in that forwards fold. Good. Brilliant. Now I want you just to start to bend into alternate knees. So you're just going to take 1 knee, bend it, and push into the opposite leg as that 1 knee bends. And then replace that with the opposite side. And as you bend the knee, you're kind of pushing the opposite heel into the floor. But keep both heels down. Just trying to stretch into the opposite leg a little bit more. Keep breathing deeply as you're hanging forwards. Lovely. Okay, and then see if you can lengthen into both legs. Now you're going to keep your right hand down where it is, but you're going to start to twist to look towards the left. And as you do that, reach your left hand up towards the ceiling. Have your fingertips pointing upwards and your palm facing towards the left. And you're trying to create a straight line with your arms. One arm up, one arm down. Nice big twist. Oh, lovely. Try to glance up towards that top hand if you can. Good. Okay, let's swap sides with those arms. So bring that left arm down. And now the right arm starts to reach up towards the ceiling as you twist and glance to look that way. Palm facing towards the right. And try and really open up through the spine. Nice big twist. Breathing deeply, make it feel like a comfortable stretch. And then slowly release that arm back down and hang for a moment like a rag doll, just to let your back open up. Nice deep breaths. And then bend your knees and slowly bring yourself down onto the mat, where we'll come to rest on our backs. So if you need to just adjust your cameras, you can do so now. Okay, we're going to begin in our rest position. So lying on your back with your knees bent, feet hip distance apart. Imagine there's a sponge in the small of your back. Let's just start by pressing the small of the back on the sponge and then easing away. The pelvis just rocks on and off the support of the mat. Your tailbone lifts and then lowers. And then find yourself somewhere in between those two positions. So you've got an ever so slightly small space between the lower back and the floor. And then you're just going to start to draw in through your pelvic floor, tightening and releasing, tightening and releasing. As if it was a lift in a building, you're going up to the top floor and down to the bottom floor, up to the top floor and down for the bottom floor. We've got 5 more short but sharp squeezes, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Lovely. Bring the hands now so they're just reaching up towards the ceiling and the palms are facing into one another. As you've reached your fingertips up towards the ceiling, try and connect the backs of your shoulder blades into the floor. So it should almost look as though your hands have just dropped a little bit closer to you, but you've done that by pressing the shoulder blades into the floor. We're going to try and just press the back of the rib cage into the mat, tightening through the tummy, breathing in, and as we breathe out, we slowly reach just one hand over towards the top of the mat without letting the rib cage flare up to the ceiling. We bring that hand back up and over to the top, and then we repeat that on the opposite arm. So slow and steady without letting the rib cage lift up. So it's not really about how far you can take your hand over towards your head. It's about how you manage to do that with control around the upper and mid back. So I can really arch my rib cage to bring my hand over the top, or I can control that movement, and it's the strength in my core that will help me do that as the arms slowly reach up and over. So keep going with those and then see how you're getting on. And I really want you to think about how your ribs just press into the floor. Keep that pressure as those hands float up and over. And remember, nice long neck. So as those hands come over to the top, keep those shoulder blades connected down into the mat. Looking good, Isabel. Well done, Helen. Well done, Lauren and Jill. I can't see anybody else, but I'm sure you're doing a great job. Okay, so now we add in a little bit of coordination. So you're going to think opposite arm meets opposite leg. So as we take one hand over to the top of the mat, the opposite leg is going to slide along the length of the mat without now lifting off the sponge in the small of your back. So you've got to work a little bit harder to gently press your spine into your mat. But you're imagining that sandy beach that we lie on. It's not full pressure into that sandy beach, but just enough to leave a print of your rib cage and your spine in the sand beneath you. So we're swapping opposite arm, opposite leg, left and right. This is a real control exercise. So you shouldn't feel a huge amount of effort with this one, not in your muscles anyway, but definitely in your cognitive processing. Lots to think about to make this movement nice and controlled. And always we've got that tray of drinks resting on our waist, and we're just swapping that drink from knee to knee as the opposite leg slides away. A nice one to add some breathing in as well. We exhale as the hands and feet stretch away from us, and we inhale as it comes back to that starting position. Lovely. Remember those two spring coils that connect our ribs to our waist. We're going to tighten the tension in those spring coils. Jill, opposite arm, opposite leg. So left arm, right leg. Got it. Well done. Beautiful. Okay, just a couple more just to fit those last few in. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, in a moment, I want you to pause with your left leg extended and your right hand extended over to the top of the mat. So now we're going to add in a bit more of our tummy strength. So keep the arm where it is, tighten the tummy towards the spine, and then with a straight left leg, we're going to slowly lift that foot up, drawing a straight line on the wall in front of us. Bring it as high as you can, and then slowly lower down. Now it's the slow, controlled lower that's going to challenge those abs. Try not to let your back lift off your sponge. Gently tap down or float the foot above the floor, and then go again. All the while keeping that right hand up and over to the top of your mat. Your shoulder there should start to feel that effort. If it becomes too much, bring your hand back up over to shoulder height and just work on that long leg stretch on your left leg. Let me come and see you. So gentle pressure of your sponge on your mat. Let's have nice straight legs. So really engage that thigh muscle. Squeeze your thigh, Helen, that's it. Nice straight leg. The longer the leg, the heavier weight for the tummy to deal with. And keep it nice and slow. Well done. We've got 3 more on this leg. Going all the way down, tapping down, or just pausing with the foot half an inch off the floor before you go again. And as we come up to the top as well, we're getting a nice stretch into the back of that leg, into that hamstring. I'm sure your arms are telling you about it now. So after this next one, you're going to bring your hands back over and hug your left knee towards you. Good work, everyone. Okay, same again, but now opposite side. So back in your rest position, hands above your head. Slowly reach your left hand over to the top of the mat and slide your right foot to the bottom of the mat. Press down into the mat with the back, ever so gently, and then slowly start to lift that right foot off the floor, drawing a straight line up and over. Nice stretch into the back of the leg, and then we slowly lower that leg down towards the floor, trying not to let the back lift away from the mat. Good, keep it going. Nice inhalation as the leg lifts up, and exhalation as it lowers down. Remember, you've got a nice cold drink resting on that left knee, so try not to let it move too much from side to side, as that leg lifts and lowers. Keep it going. Well done everyone. Lovely flexibility as well this evening, good work. Good coordination there, Mum and Dad. Just saw your feet pop up at the same time. And now you're out of time. Okay, 3 more. Well done. Don't forget, straight knees, nice squeeze of that thigh. Good. Final one. And then again, this time, hands come back over your head and you hug your right knee towards you. Good stuff. Okay, a little bit more stuff to work on tummy strength. Again, bringing in this theme of arms up and over your head. It's actually called a toy soldier. So if you think of the Nutcracker and the kind of soldier marching with their arms. So we're going to all come into a double tabletop. I think everybody in the room is good with double tabletops. So we're going to bring one knee over, gently press slightly down into the mat to bring the other leg up. Squeeze the knees together. Now the legs are just going to stay where they are. They're not going to work to move. We're just going to load up the lower tummy because we're going to bring the hands back up to shoulder height and we're going to switch arms, hand over head, keeping the rib cage flattened down, and then swap sides. Breathing out to lengthen and in to come back. Out to lengthen over the top and in to come back. Now if you need to, you can add a bit of a pelvic floor squeeze if it gives you a sense of strength around that double leg lift. And if that double tabletop gets too much, just lower one of your feet down and work just in a single tabletop. Knees to chest at any time. Good. Jill, just lower your heels ever so slightly so that they're in line with your knees. That's looking good. Lower and bring your knees a little bit closer towards you so that they're over your hips. Good. Well done. Brilliant. Okay, let's keep them going. Good. Remember those spring coils. Don't let them flare up. We're going to do 3 more on each arm. I'm going to join in with you. If the arms are getting tired, just don't take them quite so far over to the top. 1 more on each side. Now, after this next one, you're going to keep your legs where they are and you're going to reach your hands down now towards your feet. Hover your hands a couple of inches off the mat and pull straight into hundreds. For those of you that want to, you can add your head and shoulders lift, keeping a nice space between your chin and your chest. Pulsing from here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Slowly pause, bring the knees towards the chest and rock from side to side. Okay, we're going to take ourselves to lie on our side and then push up and come to kneel in the center of your mat. So a little bit more rib work and then we'll come down onto the mat for some hip work. So from here, we're going to kneel nice and tall. Give you a second just to catch up. That's it. So just check down and make sure your knees are over your hips. Shoulders down into your back pockets. Begin to draw your tummy towards your spine. And then we're going to go into that toy soldier movement again. But this time, we're going to go from hand over head to the waist. And then as one arm lowers, the other arm lifts and we switch midway. Now I want you to really focus on keeping that rib cage connected down towards your waist. And it's as if you are a toy soldier or a tin soldier and your body is a statue, but your arms are the only moving piece on that toy. So everything in your body stays nice and steady and the arms are just moving on a single hinge of movement. Lovely. Breathing deeply as we go. Really drawing the tension on that tummy so you can feel the benefit through your abs. Couple more on each side. Good. The next stuff's pretty hard, so enjoy this while it lasts. Okay, you're going to bring your left hand over to the top. Keep your left hand where it is and stretch your left leg out to the side. Good. Now with your right hand, slowly start to tilt until your right hand is down on the floor, or you can make a fist and push through your fist, or you can grab a couple of pillows off your sofa and bring the floor a little bit higher. But we're all going to take this into a lovely mermaid stretch. So you're trying to create a long line on the top half of your body and nice long neck. So try not to let that top arm collapse into the side of your head. Try not to let your head hang heavy. Keep it in line with your breastbone and your belly button, and keep on stretching. Lovely. Big push through that hand. Well done. Brilliant. You're right there, Jill. Hip. Okay. Just don't force too much. Okay, now what we're going to do now, we're just going to add a few little leg lifts. So I'll show you what they can look like, but if your leg feels quite heavy, if you find it tricky to do with a straight leg, if you bend your knee, cock your knee like a dog, and you're going to do your dog peeing up a lamppost. So you can either do it with the knee slightly bent, which might be easier if you have any sort of side hip issues, or the leg slightly, leg out straight to really get those glutes powered up. But both of them, you should feel it in this top hip. And as you work on these lifts and lowers, try not to collapse into your arm, really push away from your arm and keep this bottom leg stacked over the knee. Good. Now these should feel really tough. So we won't do a huge amount of these, but I'm going to come and see how you're managing those. Good, Helen, this is great for that kind of lateral hip side. Well done, everyone. Okay, Jill, if you want to, rather than doing it up here, bring it down here. Okay, everybody, we're going to go for 4 more. You've got it, Jill. 3 more. 2 more. These should be burning now. 1 more and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Touch down. Come to the front and push back in your shell stretch and give those hips a little wiggle from side to side. Really tough position to work the glutes in as we're already loading them up. We're already stretching them out and then asking them to work a little bit harder. So don't worry if that was tough for you, because we're going to try it on the second side, so we'll see if it's any easier. Okay, so bring yourself back to kneel. This time your right hand reaches up towards the ceiling and your right leg stretches out along your mat. Good, that's great, Jill, go for that. Hand down onto the mat and just start with a nice long reach. Good, breathing deeply through there. Remember that top arm, create a little bit of space between your ear and your shoulder, knees, breastbone, belly button in line. And then when you're ready, you can either bend your knee or with a straight leg, see if you can lift that leg to hip height and lower. Oh, it's harder for me on this side. And lower. Good. Trying to keep your pelvis gently pushed forwards so that your hips stay stacked over your knee. Good. Well done. This is a tough one. Keep it going. The leg doesn't have to come all the way up. 1/2 inch is still going to get those glutes working. Lovely, Helen. Just squeeze your bottom and just push your pelvis slightly further forwards. Opening out the front of your pelvis. There you go. Good. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And and 1, lift and hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, lovely, slowly down, and then once more, pushing into your hips, and give those hips a little rock from side to side. Marvellous, well done, that was really, really tough there. So just going to finish off with a little bit of a stretch. So still in your shell stretch, we'll take this into our thread the needle. So you just take one hand under the other and twist through, glancing underneath the opposite arm. Nice way to open out the back of the shoulder. Those shoulder blade muscles were working hard with all those toy soldiers. Okay, unfold and try that on the opposite side. Twisting through. Lovely, and then coming back to your shell stretch, this time bring yourself over onto your tummies, but push up into a cobra stretch. So you can either do that on the forearms with the elbows bent or with straight arms, providing that feels comfortable in your lower back. Again, working on those shoulders. Shoulders are drawn away from your ears and your neck is long. Now, if you need to come out of that and back into it, you can, or you can hold. And we're going to breathe nice and deeply here. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Last one. Slowly lower down. Push back into your heels, but tuck your toes underneath. And we're going to come up into our down dog. Good. So your feet are hip distance apart. And then your hips are lifted, and we start to try and push the heels in towards the mat as we look back towards our feet or up towards our belly button. And we're going to come around full circle. So start just to bend into alternate knees, just like we did with our forwards fold. Really trying to open up the back of the legs. Just walking those heels down, lengthening the opposite leg. Good. And then one deep breath in. As you breathe out, just see if you can sink those heels closer into the mat. And then softening your knees, walk your hands towards you, and you can slowly roll up to stand.